pretense of security represent a thinly veiled attempt to disrupt the constitutionally allowed or protected Enough is Enough protest scheduled to be held on July 17, 2025. By falsely claiming that protest organizers did not inform the Minister of Justice and insinuating that participants may be armed, Inspector General Kool has resorted to dangerous misinformation campaign. These fabrications are clearly designed to incite fear, to delegitimize a peaceful protest, and justify potential violent crackdown against peaceful civilians. In the face of Gregory Coleman's deceitful fabrications, it is astonishing that the Inspector General will pretend ignorance of the fact that on July 4th, 2025, we formally served notice to the Minister of Justice, fully in compliance with Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution. This notification was also circulated widely to national media outlets to guarantee full transparency in our commitment to at all times respect the rule of law. Kool's claim to the contrary is a brazen lie, an obvious and desperate attempt to discredit and undermine a legitimate and lawful civil resistance. These debunked falsehoods expose that Inspector General Kool no longer serves the interests of the Liberian people. Instead, he has chosen to act as a political hitman with dangerous false narratives and threatening violence against peaceful, law-abiding citizens. This conduct is utterly unacceptable and demands unequivocal condemnation. Kool's weapons at protest claims no proof, no justification, just plain state-sponsored propaganda and scare tactics. Inspector General Kool's wild suggestion that protesters may be packing illegal weapons isn't just baseless and laughable, it's downright defamatory. Stan and its allies have zero history of violence, and no credible security source backs up this Gregory Cool's nonsense. These fear-driven and reprehensible remarks bear all the hallmarks of state propaganda, a calculated attempt to manufacture a pretext for deploying force against peaceful citizens. Stan views this with grave concern. It raises the alarming possibility of a deliberate setup in which regime operatives or higher agents will infiltrate the protests, plant weapons, and engineer chaos to justify a violent and unlawful police response. To our international partners and democratic allies, we raise this alert with utmost seriousness. The threat of violence against peaceful protesters is neither imagined nor exaggerated. It is credible, deliberate, and appears to be orchestrated by elements within the state, known as demonstrated by Mr. Coleman.
An instrument that have processes to go through to become legal and binding. And before I go further on this, let me remind you that the laws of Liberia are very clear. All agreements, to include concession agreements, are negotiated by the executive branch of government. It's the law. But the action of the executive branch of government remains inconclusive if there is not legislative action. What was signed is considered a concession and access agreement, CAA. The Inter-Ministerial Committee, which is the IMCC, that brings together several institutions, including NIC, finance, etc., have been in negotiation with Avaho HPS since 2024 for a real access agreement that will enable the transportation and shipment of iron ore from Guinea through Yekepa to Buchanan. The concession and access agreement, if eventually ratified by the national legislature, will see the investment of about 1.8 billion in Liberia. And this will open tremendous economic opportunities for the country and is consistent with government's multi-use or rail policy. The concession and asset agreement also considers Ashwabita's rights and privileges under the current Mineral Development Agreement, MDA, which also provides for a multi-user framework for the Yekepa to Buchanan Railroad, an instrument that have processes to go through to become legal and binding. And before I go further on this, let me remind you that the laws of Liberia are very clear. All agreements, to include concession agreements, are negotiated by the executive branch of government. It's the law. But the action of the executive branch of government remains inconclusive if there is not legislative action. What was signed is considered a concession and access agreement, CAA. The Inter-Ministerial Committee, which is the IMCC, that brings together several institutions, including NIC, Ministry of Finance, etc., have been in negotiation with Avaho HPX since 2024 for a real access agreement that will enable the transportation and shipment of iron ore from Guinea through Yekepa to Buchanan. The concession and access agreement, if eventually ratified by the national legislature, will see the investment of about 1.8 billion in Liberia. And this will open tremendous economic opportunities for the country and is consistent with government's multi-use or rail policy.
Led by the police. A stern warning to the Liberian National Police and the Inspector General, Gregory Coleman. If any government official, security operative, or political agent attempts to infiltrate the protests, plant evidence, or manufacture a scenario to justify state-sponsored violence, stand and its nationwide network of citizens reserve the constitutional right to initiate a lawful citizen's arrest. This includes
once again, we are here as law enforcement body to continually express our commitments to the protection of lives and property in this country and the dignity of the person. As we draw closer to the July 17th protest date, today makes it 10 days from that date. We have asked planners to engage with the Ministry of Justice to get a permit and inform law enforcement as to routes they intend to take so that we can provide the adequate protection. Up to today, we haven't seen any such engagement. However, we want to reaffirm our commitment to the democratic process that will provide the adequate protection necessary and will do whatever we can to ease the burden of those who will not be a part of the protest and will have to get to town. So as soon as we understand how and where they intend to gather, we'll continue to communicate with the public. We're asking everybody to keep tuned to our social media pages, to other radios and stuff, and we will be able to communicate adequately. But I would like to encourage each and everyone to go about their normal basis. Protest in this country has become a routine issue. So it's not something that say, oh, we're going to ask you to stay home and stuff like that. School remains open. Children can move back and forth and go to school freely. And people can go to work and everyone can continue their normal business. Like I said, there could be some disruption in the traffic, but we try to minimize the inconveniences through whatever means possible. To the planners, we are your police. Those who intend to exercise those rights. Constitutionally, it is your right under the by virtue of the Constitution, and it is my hope that those rights remain within the confines of the law. We will be there to protect, we'll be there to guide, and we'll be there to maintain law and order. In the event where it goes violent, we will restore order immediately within the confines of the law. I want to admonish the general public that the Liberia National Police is a guardian, not a warrior, and we will do everything within our power to protect the Liberian people. Those who are planning the protest, it is my hope that you have spoken to those who are going to be involved and ask them to remain peaceful and do not vandalize people's property, because anything that goes wrong, you, the planners, will be held responsible. I just hope you understand the responsibility that comes along with it, and make sure that you're able to guide the process properly. Last but not the least, there will always be people who have got nefarious intent, even in the best of plannings. So to those of you who have got your illegal weapons at home and planning to bring it to the protest, please leave it alone. Please. Don't bring it.
Individual, regardless of rank or title, who engages in criminal acts against peaceful protesters, not even Police Inspector General Gregory Kool will be spared if he crosses the line. Power resides with the people, or power is inherent in the people, and the people will act decisively and lawfully to defend their rights, their dignity, and their democracy. For the people of Liberia and the world, we will not retreat. We will not surrender. STAND reiterates that the July 17th protest is peaceful, lawful, and irreversible. It is a national outcry against corruption.
On this wonderful Thursday morning, it's good to be back here on this edition of the Morning Ride. It promises to be great, stimulating, and very thought-provocative. This is where we walk the walk and talk the talk. And as usual, I have to shift the paradigm of the markers of our field of favor. We speak undiluted truth to power. Welcome, folks. I'm Wiki Brooks. Ambassador Vi is alongside, and the man who controls the camera and sounds this morning is Sakam, who sits in that position. Folks, welcome all of you. Watch us on Kool online, Kool as well, Kool Radio Online, following us in Kool 91.9. Our YouTube channel also active. You can follow us, share, watch, leave your comments. We hope to try to really out for you. But it promises to be great, and we certainly here. This is a breakfast info component program that comes away Mondays to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., where we run with you global and national issues as it relates to the foul march of our country. So I like to say, welcome. Without further ado, let's begin the conversation this morning. You know, we have seen since the invitation was extended to the president of Liberia with 4 other African heads of states to attend a U.S. African American summit. The president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, yesterday was able to praise the president of the Republic of Liberia for speaking better standard English than his counterparts. This is good. But what we have seen on the social media, and I'm going to say this, I don't care about who it hurts or not. We are leaving out some of the key issues that were said. You see people from the Unity Party or people who supported this government coming into being, they are celebrating the acknowledgement and the recognition of Liberia president speaking very good English by the president of the world superpower. While you have folks from the opposition bloc who are also posting and say, yeah, then the men's school, gas spreads, fuel rates, and all of these things have gone down. Liberians are now divided on the comment made by President Donald Trump towards the president of Liberia, commending him for such a better image. We are leaving the positivities and going to something that we think we need to sway the attention of the people from. But some of us, we are not going that route. This is a time that we redefine ourselves. This is the time that we tell ourselves the real story. And how do we benefit of such? The message sent out yesterday from President Trump, we have left it completely and have gone to how President Joseph Human Boakai spoke nicely and articulated well. So people are trading. So look at Lasco posting, you get the other person posting, you get the other person posting. We're leaving the bread and butter issue. This is it. Ambassador Trump openly stated to those leaders that were sitting around the table that look, it's time for trade. It's time for business. That's why we are cutting off the issue of ARD, and he said anytime you call it aid, use it, because there are some of the money that was spent according to were waste and did not meet the target or the end results. There are a lot of resources in this country being extracted on a daily basis, yet the locals, the custodians do not receive anything. This is a major boost to Liberia now, that upon the return of the president, he sits with his cabinet. He sits with the Liberia Chamber of Commerce, Liberia Business Association, with the farmers and other folks, and look in which direction are we going to be headed in terms of trade. What will we be exporting or importing with all of the vast lands and resources that we have? We are celebrating English, good, but that is not the bread and butter issue. That does not put food on the table. Tourism, let's look at tourism, how much we can invest in. how much return we have, the creation of jobs we have, agriculture, and a lot of other things. Security as well. We need to revisit some of our investments, some of the concessions we signed. We need to look at it and ask ourselves some of the very hard questions. Upon the return of the president, we need technocrats. We need people with vision. Sit around the table and say, look, even people in the opposition, like, you can take advantage of this. We said these things long time. That when you're in opposition, you are not just there to criticize. You're also there to create jobs, opportunity for the very people that you want to lead. You got all the strength to tour like you're to mobilize people for one protest. And in the wives of Taiwan Gongo, he said, though, why is true we support protest? And we brought this government to power, or whatever, but we will not stand with people who just left power and want. You see, this is the troubling part of it. You advocated, you preached those messages yesterday on issues that you are now going back into the civil society sector to advocate for the right things to be done. After advocating for years, you had a chance, you were given the opportunity. Those things that you exposed, those ills in Liberia saw that your leadership and your government were then the best to change them around. You did not achieve them. You got into position, you sat there 6 years, you could not fix it, you could not get it done. After 12 years in the wilderness and advocating for it, and you got a chance to have a change, you did not change it. You have come back to the people with the same message. It's a sad thing that you see Liberian people even following the messenger. Those were things that you said yesterday. When you got there, you could not speak on it. Today, you out and you're going back to advocate and bringing the same old plight. And Liberians are falling to it. It's a sad story for Liberia. I don't care how you feel like. This country, the hard truth. What it goes to the president debts, it goes to opposition, imposition, opposition. That's not my worry. My worry, Liberia gets better. That's my major concern. Chairman Molu, you advocated on the very things that you're advocating for today, and you got the position to have changed it. You did not. In split second, you're back with the same old story, and people are falling prey to it. Sad for people. Very sad. You should be telling Liberians that you sat down with the president back then and spoke to him on these issues, and he did not listen. And you come back and don't want to even say, look, I said this, I advised the previous government for this. But you come back now, you want people to be in the streets, to go and protest. What did you do with the time that was allotted to you? The entire world, the earth, all of the countries should have 24-hour watch. You do, and how you use your 24 hour, at the end of the day, that's what counts. People using 24 hours to negotiate big businesses around the world. They use it 24 hours to construct bridges and roads, skyscraper, creating jobs, empowering the young people, giving back to society. We use 24 hours in Liberia just for politics, just to condemn, just to put people in the streets, while we fail to develop our country. And when other countries have developed, it tells you that we need to sell our country to a larger extent. President Barker is in the United States to make Liberia cakes with his team. Liberia President was singled out among his colleagues for speaking out nicely. You see the question I was asked? It goes to the education center of our country. What did he acquire education? Because people still believe that people, that maybe if you acquire your education in Liberia, meaning you still do not have, so today, and somebody who are sending your kids abroad to go to school, it's not a bad thing, but it just tells you that you start to rethink. How do we invest into our education sector? That a president will go to school in Liberia and among his colleagues can speak fast, tender, better English than the rest and be recognized. But that will not put food on the table. But that also is an added advantage that we rethink, redefine ourselves, and get some things done properly. So even if we're in opposition this time, let's look at our resources in the country. Who are we going to be talking to? Upon the return of the president, what sort of meeting? His cabinet. You know the party people running with nice speech. Those are not the issues. You get folks on the CBC too, counter-reacting to, oh yeah, ain't not in it. Then people are ready to say, yeah, the other man is outside while you are in Qatar watching football game, and all of these things. The people are hungry. The people need to eat. You play politics to almost everything. This is trade. Donald Trump key word. And let me go back to tell you again. Listen to this. Because some of you, when you're listening, you only want to hear something that's so spicy.
Done, and we're going to be facilitating peace also in places like Sudan, where they have a lot of problems.
Mr. President, we thank you for this opportunity to be here. Liberia is a longtime friend of the United States, and we believe in your policy of making America great again. And we also go a long way with you in your diplomacy.
He said his administration is committed to strengthening relationship in Africa, especially when it comes to trade and economy. That's it. That's what we should be looking at now, revisiting some of the contracts or concessions signed, and look at some of those people. Who are we sitting to talk to? Keep listening.
This breakthrough, he was very much involved in that settlement. Most people thought it couldn't be done. But there's still much more to be done, and we're going to be facilitating peace also in places like Sudan, where they have a lot of problems. Bolivia and others, we have there's a lot of anger on your continent. We've been able to solve a lot of it. My administration is committed to strengthening our friendships in Africa through economic development efforts that benefit both the United States and our partners. And we're shifting from AID to trade. We had AID, aid as we sometimes call it, right to trade, and trade seems to be a foundation that I've been able to settle a lot of these disputes, like as an example, India and Pakistan, Kosovo, Serbia. I said, you guys are going to fight, we're not going to trade. and we seem to be quite successful in doing that. To that end, we Pakistan closed the USAID, Kosovo, Serbia group to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse. We're not going to trade. Tremendous waste, fraud, and seems to be quite successful in doing that. To that end, we Pakistan closed the USAID. Eliminate waste, fraud, and there's great economic potential in Africa.
So you see, where you will benefit and they also benefit as well. So we got to be looking at that. We as people, as nation, must be able to say yes. We are sitting focused and waiting to listen and look around and say, what are we going to do on this matter?
And wonderful people. Last month, the U.S. Africa Business Summit had recorded an attendance record, actually, and generated $2.5 billion in new economic deals for the United States. On June 27th, the foreign ministers of the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda visited the White House to sign a historic peace agreement that we worked out. They've been fighting for 30 years, 7 million are dead, and they think the number is actually quite a bit higher than that. It's been a long and vicious fight, and I just wanted to say that the countries represented were very happy that we were able to solve that problem. I think over the next couple of weeks, the leaders of both countries will come to sign the final agreement. As you know, we had foreign ministers last week, but we're going to be signing an end to the horrible 30-year war. It's been going on for a long time. I've been reading about it, hearing about it, and it was a vicious war. It was a terrible war. I want to thank our outstanding senior advisor for Africa, Masad Boulos, for helping to mediate this breakthrough. He was very much involved in that settlement. Most people thought it couldn't be done. But there's still much more to be done, and we're going to be facilitating peace also in places like Sudan, where they have a lot of problems, Libya and others. We have there's a lot of anger on your continent, and we've been able to solve a lot of it. My administration is committed to strengthening our friendships in Africa through economic development efforts that benefit both the United States and our partners. And we're shifting from AID to trade. We had AID, or aid as we sometimes call it, right to trade. And trade seems to be a foundation that I've been able to settle a lot of these disputes, like as an example, India and Pakistan. Kosovo, Serbia. I said, you guys are going to fight, we're not going to trade. And we seem to be quite successful in doing that. To that end, we have closed the USAID group to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse, which was tremendous waste, fraud, and abuse. And we're working tirelessly to forge new economic opportunities involving both the United States and many African nations. There's great economic potential in Africa, like few other places in many ways. In the long run, this will be far more effective and sustainable and beneficial than anything else that we can be doing together. I'm eager to work with each of you on your vital issues and also to discuss security. We've encouraged our staff at the White House to work along with these nations. There's such tremendous wealth there and potential there. We encourage the countries here today to make greater investments in defense, hopefully, of course, buying our equipment, because we do make the best defense equipment. I guess we proved that about 2 weeks ago in Iran, but we make the best equipment, best military equipment anywhere in the world by far. There's nobody close. And keep pursuing the fight against terrorism, which is a big problem in Africa. Immigration will also be on the agenda, and I hope we can bring down the high rates of people overstaying visas and also make progress on the safe third country agreements. And once again, I want to thank you all for being here, and it's an honor for me. Some of you I've met, and some of you I just got to meet, and I think it would be nice if you said a few words to the press, which is right back here. Do we have a camera over here? It'd be nice if you could, oh, there it is. You could speak to the, you don't want to turn your head so much. I do it a lot. It's not pleasant. But perhaps we could start with you, please. Thank you very much. Great gentleman, by the way.
Merci pour m'avoir donné la parole, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you for giving me the floor, Mr. President. First of all, I would like to thank you, Mr. President Trump, for inviting us to come here today. I'm President Ghazouani, President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania.
Donc, je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président, pour
Thank
m'avoir
you, Mr. President,
adressé cette
for
invitation.
this invitation
Elle a aussi adressé à mes collègues ici présents.
and the invitation we sent to the other colleagues
C'est un
present here
message
today.
très fort. de
This is a very strong message from you, and we are receiving this message very well. This is a message of interest that you're sending to us, and it's a message that you're sending to the whole of
Tout
Africa.
cela, c'est généreux de votre
All
part.
of this is generous on your
Nous le
part.
recevons.
We are receiving this, and we accept this message from you.
Pour en ce qui, je voudrais aussi, avant de venir à la présentation de mon pays,
Before I talk about my country,
dire tout l'intérêt que nous portons
I would like to
à
let you
l'engagement
know
du
that
président
we
Trump
are
en faveur de la paix à travers le monde.
delighted to see President Trump's commitment.
That has to do with economic development and commercial friendship. Liberia has a lot of minerals, and one of the things we ask as good friends for a long time is the opportunity to do a survey of our minerals. And also we are committed to peace, and we've been very lucky within our region. We are a country that have had series of democratic elections, and our country has been cooling down. And also we want to encourage American involvement in the investment in Liberia. We'd like to see that happen. We want to work with the United States in peace and security within the region, because we are committed to that. And we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well,
Very
and
good, sir. Thank you.
they come from
Anniversary we did in Liberia at your embassy. Mr. President, we thank you for this opportunity to be here. Liberia is a longtime friend of the United States, and we believe in your policy of making America great again. And we also go a long way with you in your diplomacy that has to do with economic development and commercial friendship. Liberia has a lot of minerals, and one of the things we ask as good friends for a long time is the opportunity to do a survey of our minerals. And also we are committed to peace, and we've been very lucky within our region. We are a country that have had series of democratic elections, and our country has been cooling down. And also we want to encourage American involvement in the investment in Liberia. We'd like to see that happen. We want to work with the United States in peace and security within the region, because we are committed to that. And we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. It's such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully?
Unity and the relentless violations of constitutional order by President Joseph Yima Boakai himself. The Liberian National Police is not a private militia, and any attempt to act as such will be challenged and exposed. State remains peaceful at all times, but undaunted and unyielding in its mission. We refuse to be intimidated by threats from public officials who have abandoned their duty to serve and protect. Let it be known, we will defend our rights with courage and resolve. We will assemble peacefully on July 17, and we will sustainably protest until this nation returns to the rule of law, protect fundamental rights, and ensure justice is for all. Let those who think negotiation is possible be cautioned. We will never negotiate away our constitutional rights, nor bow to repression or oligarchy. We will not stoop or stop our march. We will not stop our march forward as long as you will not stop breaking laws. We'll continue to mount the resistance. We'll continue to stand up tall and resist oppression and resist the abuses being orchestrated against ordinary Liberian citizens. We protest because we must, to save our democracy, to save our dignity and our future. Enough is enough. Thank you. Stands official.
We did in Liberia at your embassy. Mr. President, we thank you for this opportunity to be here. Liberia is a longtime friend of the United States, and we believe in your policy of making America great again. And we also go a long way with you in your diplomacy that has to do with economic development and commercial friendship. Liberia has a lot of minerals, and one of the things we ask as good friends for a long time is the opportunity to do a survey of our minerals. Mm-hmm. And also we are committed to peace, and we've been very lucky within our region. We are a country that have had a series of democratic elections, and our country has been cooling down. And also we want to encourage American involvement in the investment in Liberia. Yeah. We'd like to see that happen. We want to work with the United States in peace and security within the region, because we are committed to that. And we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. It's such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
And President Boakai spoke as well. That leave the English part of it. But the president was at the point that we have a lot of minerals. And we hope that the United States can do a survey of our mineral, where the interests probably could lie. This is where Liberians should brace themselves, other than that planning for the good English. It's also a pat on the back for speaking good English, and tells you that we need to see how best we can beef up our educational sector as well, that other kids who are growing up can speak far better English than we do. And now you heard President Trump, he talked about trade, and not just giving assistance. This time around, in the economy, security, there are a lot of equipment And we need these things as well. Our security sector is not fully equipped with all of the logistics and the kind of a basic training, and we need to have it. How do we get it done? The technocrats will sit on the table upon the return of the president and see how best. Where do we direct? We get all of the meteors around here, but yet the impact are not felt positively in the lives of the people. The locals are still stranded. These are things that we should be looking at, picturing, asking ourselves, how do we get it done? Who are those who bring it on board? Who sells the better picture for Liberia, the people, and say, yeah, let us market Liberia. Some of you have worked in other organizations from the international level or whatsoever. You know some of the resources Liberia has. You can attract investors. The president of the United States saying, look, we have to get into trade here. You got iron ore. We start to think that if you are extracting some of our resources, in other words, we have to do it probably 50-50. You will have to do 50% manufacturing right home, and you can export 50% raw. You create jobs. You create opportunities. You attract tourists to come to Liberia, historical sites, preserve history and culture. Let's see these things. We start to make millions of dollars. We stay beating our chests. Oh yeah. And we have all left it. We go on to the social media. All we do, politics, criticize and criticize and criticize. And these are some of the things that we need to talk about. The involvement of each and every one in making Liberia great, in creating jobs and opportunities for some of the folks. It's time we come back and say, look, we need our security personnel to go outside of Liberia, or we need to bring specialists and do a training for some of our security personnel in specialized areas. Our doctors, you heard the president the president of the United States talking about the issue of security. They want to have trade in terms of weapons. Not that we're going to war, but we need some of these things around. We have to be prepared. Whether internally or externally, we have to be prepared for all of these things. We've been saying this for some time, and this is now where we find ourselves. Lucky enough to be among those African head of states. It's time to make Liberia kids. It's time to redefine ourselves. It's time to tell the real story. It's time that the people get return of the resources being extracted from this country. It's time Liberia gets developed. We're sitting on the table now. This is Liberia we're discussing, and not a political party. Some of you were praying that this president should not have gotten invitation. Some of you even deny, you posted up. The United States government and the party people are just running around. That falsehood, nobody invited him. We have all seen it. We have listened to him. Can we now sit and say, look, let's put aside politics, this is Liberia. Even under the watch of President Joseph Yohan Parker, if we cannot achieve it 100%, but when we initiate the process, whoever comes in, after his turning, another person can also say, yes, this is what we met, and we begin from here. You don't have to be in the unity party. You are in opposition, the government in waiting. Your support at this time, so much important. Because tomorrow you don't know where the tide turns. You might just be one of the lucky person after the election in 2029 to be steering the affairs of this country. And you will have to pick up from where whoever in charge may have left it. So, this is the time. The colorful speeches are done. It's time to get to work. And it's time to get business done. Liberians have waited too long. And all hands are needed on deck to get things done for our country. We say to all of you, look, the social media post will not help us. What will help us if we collectively sit and put our hands together and say, look, it's time to move our country forward. You want to lead Liberia tomorrow, but you should also be able to move this country to the next level. So wherever you are, we'd like to say a pleasant good morning, and good afternoon, good evening to all of you on this edition of the morning ride. You know, so let's keep it up and make Liberia great. Whatever you are. You know, there are things most of the time we tend to overlook, or we just do not want to say it, or we politicize just almost everything. And we do not get the needed result. Like we were saying on yesterday, do not expect that the president will come back to Liberia and his entourage with a plane filled with money, but there will be discussion behind the scene. We have to meet the right people at the right time and be honest and make Liberia kids. And we will know that, look, we can make it. We can do it. And say, yeah, we have done it before. The bread and butter issue. Why we play politics with almost everything in this country? You find people running around. Everybody wants to post. Everybody just wants to say something. To you, this is not a competition. This is about Liberia. And if we are together, we must be able to say this to ourselves. So whatever you are, this is sweet Liberia. And everything now must change. I'll play this one, and after we bring you our message.
Lies, deception, and threats of violence against peaceful protesters. We the people warn, police threats won't derail peaceful protest. Calls Gregory Coleman's statements reckless, misleading, and unconstitutional. Liberia's foremost civil society movement, Stand or Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, categorically condemns the dangerous and misleading statements made by Inspector General Gregory Coleman. His unfounded warnings, issued under the pretense of security, represent a thinly veiled attempt to disrupt the constitutionally allowed or protected Enough is Enough protest scheduled to be held on July 17, 2025. By falsely claiming that protest organizers did not inform the Minister of Justice and insinuating that participants may be armed, Inspector General Coleman has resorted to dangerous misinformation campaign. These fabrications are clearly designed to incite fear, to delegitimize a peaceful protest, and justify potential violent crackdown against peaceful civilians. In the face of Gregory Coleman's deceitful fabrications, it is astonishing that the Inspector General will pretend ignorance of the fact that on July 4th, 2025, we formally served notice to the Minister of Justice, fully in compliance with Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution. This notification was also circulated widely to national media outlets to guarantee full transparency in our commitment to at all times respect the rule of law. Coleman's claim to the contrary is a brazen lie, an obvious and desperate attempt to discredit and undermine a legitimate and lawful civil resistance. These debunked falsehoods expose that Inspector General Coleman no longer serves the interests of the Liberian people. Instead, he has chosen to act as a political hitman with dangerous false narratives and threatening violence against peaceful, law-abiding citizens. This conduct is utterly unacceptable and demands unequivocal condemnation. Coleman's weapons at protest claims: no proof, no justification, just plain state-sponsored propaganda and scare tactics. Inspector General Coleman's wild suggestion that protesters may be packing illegal weapons isn't just baseless and laughable, it's downright defamatory. Stand and its allies have zero history of violence, and no credible security source backs up this Gregory Coleman's nonsense. These fear-driven and reprehensible remarks bear all the hallmarks of state propaganda, a calculated attempt to manufacture a pretext for deploying force against peaceful citizens. Stand views this with grave concern. It raises the alarming possibility of a deliberate setup in which regime operatives or higher agents will infiltrate the protests, plant weapons, and engineer chaos to justify a violent and unlawful police response. To our international partners and democratic allies, we raise this alert with utmost seriousness. The threat of violence against peaceful protesters is neither imagined nor exaggerated. It is credible, deliberate, and appears to be orchestrated by elements within the state, known as demonstrated by Mr. Coleman's assertions led by the police. A stern warning to the Liberian National Police and the Inspector General, Gregory Coleman. If any government official, security operative, or political agent attempts to infiltrate the protests, plant evidence, or manufacture a scenario to justify state-sponsored violence, stand and its nationwide network of citizens reserve the constitutional right to initiate a lawful citizen's arrest. This includes any individual, regardless of rank or title, who engages in criminal acts against peaceful protesters. Not even Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman will be spared if he crosses the line. Power resides with the people, or power is inherent in the people, and the people will act decisively and lawfully to defend their rights, their dignity, and their democracy. For the people of Liberia and the world, we will not retreat. We will not surrender.
We can get the information out to you, but as it stands, we wait for the full information from our team this morning. But it's time that we bring you our commercial at this point this morning. We go for Mary Magar, our sponsor, and another clock will bring you. So it's time that we go for Mary Magar for life.
The people are into selling Mary Magar hot tea medicine all over in Lofa, Nimba, and all of Bon counties. The people finally now settle down in Motorado County. The Mary Magar hot tea medicine here. People in Lofa, people in Bon counties have been buying the Mary Magar hot tea medicine. People with terrible sicknesses, and most of them have been healed and been giving testimony about the Mary Magar hot tea medicine and how good it is. Finally, the people now settle down in Motorado County here. In Motorado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba Bendu Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Mary Magar hot tea people. They're going to be sending the Mary Magar hot tea to you. And if you want to buy this Mary Magar hot tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. This medicine they call Mary Magar hot tea can take away or kill all kinds of sicknesses, and some of the sicknesses that a Mary Magar hot tea medicine can kill are typhoid fever. Every time you're feeling cold in your body, you're feeling sick, infection, stomach complaint. Every day you're complaining with your stomach. You say, my stomach hurting, my mom, my stomach hurting, my wife, my stomach hurting. Even women that cannot see their period, the medicine they call Mary Magar hot tea can solve it. A sexual weakness, you can't do your homework go, you come home working, or you go somewhere, you come back home, you can't do your homework go. Your woman tells you say, bye, leave me, man. Sexual weakness in both men and women, they Mary Magar hot tea, they can cure it. Numbness in the body, eye problem. Every time you complain with your eye, you can't see clear. The Mary Magar hot tea can solve it. It can cure it. Also, every time you complain with your stomach boiling, you can't eat pepper, you can't eat this one. Also, the Mary Magar hot tea can solve it. It can cure it. Rheumatism, back pain. Every time you complain with your back, my back hurting, pain in my back, Mary Magar hot tea medicine can cure it. Diabetes, the sugar problem, this Mary Magar hot tea can cure it. Skin disease and many more. Mary Magar hot tea medicine can cure all these problems. Here are some of the testimonies of people that Mary Magar hot tea medicine has cured, and today they are free and living happily.
I just want to therefore thank you for what Mary Magar did. Send your key here and start treatment. What was happening to me, I tell God, thank you. It's not happening again.
And what was happening to you?
I'll get sugar, I'll get pressure in my life. I've been taking treatment for 2 good years. The sugar can't finish, the typhoid, pressure, it be giving me heart attack. But since I start taking a marijuana, I feel better. Now, when they do my pressure always normal now. The sugar, the way it used to go on, no way. I tell God, thank you. I live in red in Bonafide, opposite tissue factory. The hair off it that they are taking my treatment. I tell God, thank you. My body all red now, my body strong.
Marimaga is a very good treatment, very, very good supplement. I've been taking it from the 16th, 17th, I would say the 17th of April. And from the 17th till now, I have seen a lot of changes in my health.
Okay.
A lot of changes. I always used to experience pain in my chest, my eyesight.
Okay.
I always used to see that clear, and when I start to take it, and always, what used to happen to me at times, I would just keep going in the bathroom, urinating, sometimes all night. Yeah, sometimes like in the night, that 7 time, I think. But I see a change. Instead of me going 7, I just go like only 1 time. And I sleep very sound.
Jesus.
To admit, very, very sound.
Wow.
Yes, these are changes I have seen, and I was very. You yourself, you took notice of it. I was very big. I noticed I'm dropping.
Yes.
As I'm taking the supplement, I just keep. I'm seeing changes, and I feel freed. I feel free in my system. Yeah. These are some of the experiences I've had since I started taking it. It's a very, very good supplement.
My boyfriend, you have been 3 weeks when I came back. Out there, the small sickness, the way it started.
How?
So when I came back, I said, me go to my tell one. I didn't want telephone, I said, I'm blessing you, I'm going to play with you.
Oh, didn't they come about Marimaga, baby?
Good. I'm blessing is very, very good. A woman said she will give her money to come buy every day. But I say we've been taking few, no. That's what I say when you say now for long, a week back. Some of my friends tell me, but go ask the people why when you be taking it in your friend, they can continue taking it.
Man, take it. The more you take it, it will be more fresh.
When I came for in the bush, I knew I was pregnant. All told me I was pregnant. And when people told me, they did my test, pregnancy. That all you told me I would give April. But to my surprise, when we married, they didn't see better. I started crying. My sister and I would go, people go, they play. After. So Phoebe. We go Phoebe. We made a bit out of it. We start developing growth. As you bring 22,000 and then 1 pound of blood. Started crying. They say, but they don't cry. I said, I will cry. Teenager, very happy to me. Man call on the fan. My mother, she called on the fan. She said, baby, the people that can be all air when we go to them. To go far parking there. I let okay to here, okay. But one key, I will look the menacing first. I said, I just be drinking menacing. They say, but they don't give up. I said, no problem. But when I get money to buy those, then I get money, I get small money will run back. Will come buy one auto bar. I guess more money will come buy one auto bar. One day now we went back to the hospital. They put the checking, they say, but we not see anything that grow. We only need clean it up. We need to bring your thing in for all cleaning. I was happy. So that was a menacing day for me.
How are you?
Fine.
Please tell me what the medicine actually do for you.
Right now, let me do small, you see. Come out today. A call from here all the way on this Anna. Majority of the people that know me, they know why I can talk. I'm not prophet. No one is prophet for anything.
Yeah.
But I know what something you go behind me, you see it be a line. The mercy is good. I don't want your risk to him or see the mercy. Let the person be free to buy it. Okay, powerful. The way that you can do the first thing, your eyeball.
Okay.
your eyeball. It's faster to kill your eyeball if you can see well. Your eyeball. My own, I took my own yesterday.
Okay.
Why it happened to me? Hey, my people that you try to buy the medicine.
All right.
It's good.
By the grace of God, that God I can praise.
Okay.
Then from there, I praise Marie Manga.
Okay.
Marie Manga, how tea, it can work.
Okay.
When you take it the right way, it can work.
Yes.
And I want to encourage people to come to here, to the office here to take Marie Manga.
Yes.
Because the pain I had on my side here,
yes.
it helped it reduce.
Okay.
Marie Manga hot tea, I even went to a Lutheran church in Paris.
Okay.
I made them to understand that don't overlook Marie Manga hot tea. Okay. It can work. Okay. Please go there. And
I tell God, thank you for the Marie Manga company. I was sick, the chunk go out on my neck.
Okay.
I go all around, I was dying. All my people in my system were brown, deep brown. But after I met the Marie Manga people, when I took it in, I started drinking it, rubbing it on a knot that was on my neck. All the brown people that were in my system, everything turned clean. It draw the koa together. And the hacker a boss. Oh, I tell God, thank you. The medicine what you're seeing, so you don't overlook it. It can heal any kind of sickness. I'm so happy today. I tell God, thank you for Marie Manga people. You can sickness, diabetes, TB, you want get menstruate, stomach hurting, back pain. You can when you take it in, you will be. You I tell God, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I tell God, thank you for Marie Manga. I tell God, thank you for Marie Manga.
Okay.
You see the neck? You see? No so.
Okay.
I tell God,
when I was sick, I've been spending money from hospital to hospital, but that time she almost died. I sent for my people and the kid. And when I hear the news over here, I have brother. Well, I tell God, thank you. She well, and even my auntie, they call Yene. She was saying she was not working good. She was in the same church. And when I told her, people they come here, gave me testimony.
All right.
So they medicine me. And that's when we were going to play with. Even my mother had testimony because she was not working, she was not talking. When they did testing, when people see what I want, every time people when they come here for their medicine.
Okay.
So they medicine, but they're doing well. My Oma, yeah, she was not working. Our baby in your house. She was not coming outside, but now she got washed, she go in the bathroom, she pay for sex. She was not ever asking people.
Well, I was suffering for 7 years, going up and down, no way. When I heard about you, I go to Foya about the medicine from buying this medicine. I'm feeling healthy than the way I was before. So my people who listening to me, the medicine, the good medicine, that make me to be alive today, God the first, second this medicine.
So what kinds of sickness you are suffering from?
Our foot problem.
Foot?
Yes, my foot problem.
Okay. How long that was Hamburg? You said 7 years, right?
7 years.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome.
I'm well now.
Rush now and buy this medicine, Marie Manga hot tea, for small money. The Marie Manga hot tea medicine is sold for $350 Liberian. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. In Moserado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafide, opposite Makumba, Bendu Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Marie Manga hot tea people. They're going to be sending the Marie Manga hot tea to you. For more information, you can call the following numbers: 0777 444 591, 0770 913361 and 0776 369805. And if you want to buy this Marie Manga hot tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. And so rush now and you will live happily.
Yeah, Marie Manga hot tea can help you with some of the sicknesses you heard. But you can go there, you will tell her thank you later today in but not fine. Things don't say opposite come by. There's no tissue factory there. They also in Zozo Bonjamalofa County, they are in Bangabong County, Ganta Nima County, and that of Moserado in Pins and Central Monrovia. So you can go there. Trust me, it is Liberia owned. The guys are there doing so much well, a lot of testimonies. You listen to some of the testimonies. So folks, I'd like to say welcome again to this edition of the Morning Ride, and it's good to have you here. So if you follow, and this is where Liberia, then Liberians should start to pick up from to look at, and not just clapping or posting that the president also made a case for Liberia. He said you can come and do a survey. We got a lot of minerals. That was good, because President Trump is saying this gallery is about trade and not aid. So it is a give and take something. What you got and what I got. What can you give me and what can I give you? How do we do our diplomatic or bilateral trade? How do we attract investors or investment into Liberia? Because it is time to get some things done. So President Bogana and his government should be seeking how to attract direct investment from the United States with Liberia's huge mineral resources that we have in this country. And President Bogana was being very smart, and he urged that Donald Trump to look Liberia way when it comes to investment. You know, that was only yesterday in Washington, D.C. The local Liberia long-standing relationship with the United States, and even asking for a more cordial and stronger economic partnership based on the mutual benefit. What you benefit, what our people benefit. These are the conversations that we want to hear. These are the conversations that we want to see that will yield results for Liberia. The resources of this country belong to the people and not to a particular political party or a particular regime. This regime will come and go. The next regime will come. But what will invest, who we attract, remains, and keep our economy much better and keep the living standard of our people to a certain level that they can afford and fend for themselves. So these are the issues. It is not about this person did not do it yesterday. The change is now. How well are we prepared to make use of the chance that being given us again? How well are we prepared to sell like it? Will we see people in the opposition bloc that will be putting out all of the bad and negative news about Liberia? Don't waste the time investing in Liberia because we got corrupt people. Because we are persecuting people now in this country for corruption. Because when people want to invest in their country, they look at the rule of law. They look at how you are respected of the law that governs you. They look at the rate of corruption. How people are pursued or persecuted when they are involved into alleged corruption. These are things that people, they look at security. Who takes the money to bring it to a country where you can be robbed? What a broad day, in the afternoon or the night, and still you do not have a response for state security because they lack logistics and all of what's needed to beef them up to quickly respond and arrest some of the situations. These are issues that we will be looking at. You're in opposition, you can talk to people. Look, come and invest in agriculture, come and invest in security, come and invest in health, come and invest in education, come and invest in real estate, come and invest in transportation, the mining sector, and you just need all of what you want to do. So the president has presented the case of Liberia. Where do we go? Will we now just see that these speeches were made at the point of return and we just celebrate these things, or we get the right people with the right mind, put them on the table and say, look, it's time to make some serious business for Liberia. It's time to get us to work. It's time to do what we need to do and get these things done. Or we're going to be just celebrating another day again. Oh yeah. So we need to know all of these things on the platform this morning. So folks, you know, I got other things I want to talk about, but this is it, and this is where we are this morning. And we will now go through the lines and talk to our callers on the line this morning. Speak, and speak with stability, you know. And you heard the president say we believe in the policy of making America great again, and we go a long way with you in your diplomacy that promotes economic development and commercial friendship. This is where we are onto this matter, and we hope that Liberians can give the kind of opinion on this matter, because we're only looking at the issue of the speech, of the way the president spoke, but this is a trade gathering for economic partnership that will promote development in Liberia and create and attract investors to our country. Let's go to the lines and talk to our callers on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. Blessed good morning.
Move away from your radio.
I will do some quickly stuff. My name is Reverend Record, and I come from Kingsville. Thank you, and I think the president spoke well to the point. And that just what we need. I think before when Donald Trump became president, that was for the first time. When people talk about free trade, say no. They say trade is it must be an advisor. You give and I give. And so this is where we are. And frankly speaking, nobody will invest their money into the camp of local. In Nigeria, where rules are, there you carry investment is not possible. And short is Nigeria, no accountability. It is only people pay that money can't be collected. At the end of the day, we keep struggling. So those issues will be looked at lately. Thank you, and thank you for our president.
You will certainly welcome this morning on this edition of the morning. Let me talk to the callers you live. Okay, let's talk to this caller on the line. Okay, 0775-919-919, 080-919-919. Good morning. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Faya Davis and I call you from Wako. Thank you very much for the program this morning. I think for me, what I understand from President Trump is that, you see, in Africa, we've been depending on aid. And so the people send the money at aid, they will send the scene and bringing people to come and pay fat salary in the country and carry the money back. Now, President Trump trying to change the survey. This time around, let us do direct business with Africa. So, you will bring your resources and I'll go and do business with you to see how best everybody can be part of their, or everybody can benefit from their resources that they get in their country. So this is a very good thing, and our president, the African leaders are listening to it clearly. They're open to it. It's okay. We agree to do business with you. So the only thing that we have to do now, the leaders are finished speaking already. But those that are in position, in the government that are in position that are ready to go to make that happen, they have to come back now and do their work to make this thing happen that Africa do and big post of their economy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's talk to other callers you like. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. This is William.
Yeah, please go ahead.
You know, the person who think about his country, that's how he can speak. You know that speaking all out of 2 hours, taking long, we know our problem, even our who's standing here. When I was coming from Lofa in the war walking by land,
All this money area you will now find Liberia to be a 2 months. That's why I mean this place are crowded. If you see, we're talking about the road development. When the road is there, the monitor will be going, and the way he presented to the American, those people have, it can take people to know where your resources are. We are stepping on the resources, we have resources, but we don't have nothing to even work with. You see, I all the time say that when you go in different countries, so Africa want make them to read those resources. You can see, so that even you can say fire some people you know better. If they think that on the money or legal money, they fire them. But the resources that we have, we are not even have ideas of it to use it. So we got to ask those developing country, you know, the resources alone can make the country to be done. The road is there. Why Maria will be carried? Job opening. Normally you could see Maria is empty, although we are populated now, but it's just around. You see people moving from anywhere, you know, going. So that's engagement with Google our president. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, at 9 o'clock this morning, we have for us on the platform this morning, Ambassador Christopher Hasemanuga, the President, Special Presidential Envoy on tourism in Liberia, will be on the line to speak about some issues. So at 9 o'clock this morning, folks, you can listen to him. You know, we're following the president meeting yesterday with the U.S. president. So let's talk to our callers this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Today is the first of Luton Minister for 2 species. Most of the country. You know, I'm listening to the president, and one key thing that I want to say that the president was trying to tell the American president that we can't put up.
Hello? Okay, I think he's gone off the line, so let's talk to this caller. You're live.
Good morning, Wiggy. This Arvin from Weaver Community. Let me appreciate the discussion, and let me thank Kool President from the Yano case. You know, the president said something very serious. That is mutual respect for America and that of Nigeria.
Yeah, when it comes to economic benefit, we should learn to respect one another in that line.
Thank you. So that is, we are open to win situation. 1, 2, because also strategy. The issue of security. No one will care that the investment or investor whatsoever in the absence of security. When you have the country who don't support the rule of law, you have a state and then or weaponized judicial system. Nobody want to get the investment there. So the president, he just on the hearing, and I think our policy maker, our policy mover now need to take it for now, statement made by the president. Any agreement that comes between America and Nigeria that should be respected. This time around, we're not getting 30, and we're getting 70. This time around, everyone gets 50, we get 50. So that's the meaning of mutual respect. The benefit. Now one person get off. The last thing is that I'm also disappointed of a statement made by the American President Donald Trump. That is, to even look at our president and say, you speak very well English, and where you got education from, and that should be very innocent. To look at speak English for the country, to ask our president, how you speak well with education from? Mr. Trump is that person
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to other callers on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ricky. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, thank you for a brilliant topic this morning. You know, you put it right. We need to opt for development and settle down with the train, for the train to be good that everybody can succeed in the economy. But we didn't rule it out through a presentation.
No.
You know, when you present good, when you understand your presentation, they work along with you.
Yeah, but that's a fact. We agree with that. But what we're saying, we should not just be carried away by that and see it as an achievement. It's time that we've been told this is no longer it, but rather a trade. So let's look at what we got, what we can offer, and what they can offer, and see how it benefits the lives of the people.
You got it right. Now, all we ought to do to talk about the trade.
But the presentation was great, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. You're right.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. My name is Brother Peter Singh W. Formerly known as the Civil Ambassador, and I told you in Philadelphia, Ghana. I listened to our president, and I'm very happy to ask for the invitation, and I appreciate him the way he was pushing.
State reiterates that the July 17th protest is peaceful, lawful, and irreversible. It is a national outcry against corruption, impunity, and the relentless violations of constitutional order by President Joseph Yima Boakai himself. The Liberian National Police is not a private militia, and any attempt to act as such will be challenged and exposed. State remains peaceful at all times, but undaunted and unyielding in its mission. We refuse to be intimidated by threats from public officials, serve and protect. Let it be known, we will defend our rights with courage and resolve. We will assemble peacefully
into this country. If we pay business water, and we are not seeing no profit of it. Sometimes you see the other group come, they will say, oh, from the part of all our years, they will come from out. Oh yeah, the country is about to do business today, and the will challenge with this. But we are not seeing everything of benefit. The country needs to do business of themselves. Even for the same politician about the transport. The learning guys are about to take transport. Now the ministry can do their business of the ministry. You go there now, you go there, all the things there about this learning guys about to take transport. It's already gone through. What will benefit? They've been taking a ministry for a Liberian. Into the ministry, where will they be? That's the bigger question. The country needs to do this business of themselves. Nigeria, we are better. So I don't will get a business of themselves. They don't want people to see. When the other president gets to get or physical access to this, to get other access, you able to do the thing, can access to other things. The country can do the thing. Not every day about business. Somebody who has been saying when it comes to this thing, what the president of the America said, we need to think of ourselves and do something. It's not about every time to do business with other people, and we get to go profit. Then we come. But after everything, we're trying to say, well, they get that money back. We need to think about information. And I want to thank you so much.
You welcome us up to this color. You like?
Yes, please, one more. Thank you very much for the issue. Yeah, the issue of diplomacy is one of the most important things. What has to for everything. It's like, missing the opportunity of the climate summit. And remember the United Nations climate summit, when the president, when he started talking about the issue of the climate, and they have the article in the Secretary saying that we have to help the industrial world. The issue was solving for opposition. What that was, it makes it like a high. So this is a serious opportunity with the Trump who is so if you look at him, even somehow like academic for he fixed the issue. Okay, now.
Are you there? Okay, I'm That's probably, but let's talk to this caller. You live?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, first of all, let me commend you for having me on your life. If you listen to Berkeley, I'm David, I call you from Pipeline. If you listen to the president's articulation, it was not based on any quality. The message that Donald Trump expected from the president, the one who gave him, the one who saw Donald Trump commending the president, said, where do you learn your English? Because the message, it was passed through. So sometimes, if I can listen to the people to the other side, and without looking at the English, without, don't think that they are granted. And you speak, but somebody understand you, and what the person after you for, and then the person get it from you, the person will comment you. So that's all I have to tell the other people.
Thank you. Let's talk to our callers. You live? Good morning.
Listening to the analysis on the president's speech and on many of the U.S. president or our president, I want to state this in my own analysis that the president represented the country at the international level, and he are also put up as a man. The first thing in the country we are struggling for is the international recognition. So we have the president who understands the leadership that they don't have it. When you go to present a case, you don't need to be sure. There are a lot of presidents, I was in that meeting yesterday, or 4 different kind of states. They were there. And President, the white guy, were able to present a case when it comes to trade, when it comes to like business and media, and the kind of relationship that is due to build between the Americans and our country. So let me convince him. That's why we were in the rain, in the sun, making a case that our representation in the international community will be somebody who understands our leadership ability in the country. And President Obama just proved himself again in the world. And he's telling you that during again it is good that you have somebody who will go and speak on behalf of you. Not somebody who's going to do sketchy to the U.S. president so that he talk about it all along his week. Today, what we should be doing also is a speech at the outcome what the American will take, what the U.S. president will take for the speech that they are already complaining for, that the Nigerians will benefit. It is one we speak question for now. And I believe for the fact that the case was presented and was understood well by the U.S. president, and foreseeing the outcome will be fruitful and beneficial to Liberians and to our economy. So let me say to our president again, the rule of law should be harder and harder again when it comes back. Because before the development comes, the main protection of the...
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You live?
Yeah, good morning, Wiki Kool.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, today Christian Brown calling here and we're from Missy, Sunday Radio. Yeah, thank you for the topic this morning. But certain things that on my mind this morning, I don't want to express it up this morning. About the English that Professor Bagat spoke during the...
Let's talk to this caller. You live?
Good morning, Wiki.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Kimberly Chimel calling from 77. But I just want to say thank you, brother, for the show. And I want to say thank you to the president. So I'm not prepared for the president, brother, because he's near okay. And I let people talking about it now that the time for the speech, the time for the speech. But listen, if you educate your child with you, and your child go up there to present, to represent you, and the child do excellent, do you expect for you to be happy? And I let the president work out. When he finished with his speech, he talked about security. And he talked about the respect of the look. When I come with my family, respect me in the situation of respect. Then the president recognized President Walker and said, look, even people in here who can't even speak English. I'm confused right now for what you learn the English from. And the president also England, in also America, in also Italy, in Liberia, with the president we are far for putting up there. And now while we are saying, you can't have a support, we do the wrestling, this is for Liberia. And listen to the president, you're so humble. Would you want to say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is a responsible and respectful man.
Oh.
He doesn't say, what door, because he put a country first.
All right, thank you. And your word, he puts the country first. Let's talk
Good
about
morning.
it. Good morning.
Yeah, I am George King calling from Germany Freeway this morning. Let me just start by saying English will not build this country. It has never developed this country. Firstly, let me see, it was so comical to the extent that the man ridiculed former President Trump, ridiculed President Joseph Parker. You know, saying that he knows there's an English-speaking country. You look at President for an English-speaking country, you see a beautiful English, and President Parker, all he said, yes, sir, play audio. He only said, oh, thanks.
Joe, let me ask you.
Yeah.
You want to assume that President Donald Trump knows everything about Liberia, or you want to assume that because America is an English-speaking country, you think everybody speaks standard English there? Then how do you refer to it that it was comical they reduced him in this country? Like, okay, Liberia is an English-speaking country. The way you and myself speak English. What about those that cannot speak English or the subject verb do not agree? So, can we make mockery out of them?
So you see that kind of tell me, we what? 11% west below the belt into education in this nation. So is that what you're trying to tell me? And are we trying to tell me we can't? Why are you serious here? President Parker was ridiculed. He only said yes sir. Play the audio. You don't play the audio.
No, you play the audio. And look, you are being very disobedient to this agenda discussion, and you are being very unpatriotic. I will be frank to tell you this today. No, Jones, you can't continue to do this. You are hate for President Barra. You bring it to the table to the extent that you hear against like now. We, from the onset of the discussion, you claim to be very educated, which I respect and I know. But you listen at times and don't listen with comprehension. It's a side thing for you. You say English will not be like bro. From the onset, I said similar thing. While we're talking about the English, the bread and butter issue should be what we discuss. Now, Liberia case. Now the folks are talking about trade. Where do we look? Who are those that we can attract? Those investors. You say leave it, you won't go to the president. Oh, the man was ridiculed, the man was this. So if the president was praised that he spoke a better English, what happened to those who that could not speak English, they were speaking in French and other languages, and people needed to have a translator? So what will you say about them? What will you say? How did in any way, as educated as you are, it's so sad. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, with the bros, and good morning to the esteemed co-host. I'm overwhelmed this morning with the top provoking topic that you guys always win on your well-defined platform. Yeah, for the fact that I'm fast food to man.
Yeah, fast food.
And I do the same food for under the ambience of the rescue missionary.
Please go to the point. Too many people on the line. You need to get to the point. Fast food, please.
To be very success. I think the president component push to the president show yesterday. Bilateral meeting, brought so much pride to Liberians. Well, this is Liberian. The president articulated the policy of the government.
We are more concerned on the end result. Are we taking advantage of the trade that Donald Trump spoke about, the diplomatic benefit, economic benefit that we in the give and take, or we just want to look at the issue of what how the president spoke. The president always been speaking. We know him to be somebody who outspoken, but he was recognized by the world superpower. But we're looking at the main focus of the meeting.
President as a leader, you want to articulate for your vision and innovation of creativity. You know that you want to come to a country that will better the life of the same theory. So president will have that forest, and the president have that forest, the president will articulate that. And when God help us, the United States president be a listening man, he's the one who is pragmatic. You know, it has to be listening and refer the president
Thank you. When you call, please go to the point. That's why we want this morning. Good morning, sir.
Thank you guys for this platform. Look, you said it yesterday, and true, our point is for you to comprehend. This woman did not go to drink cash, you want everybody to go to Nigeria. In our point of it, Nigeria case, they came to the foreign minister clearly. There were a discussion behind camera. And some of the people on the radio for here, well, it's good or bad. But what discussion, sometimes we're not even coming out of this government. Well, it's for the land of one way. And every time I go to meet that broke case, and we sit in this country so much. You're getting on here, Baka. You hear that, Bira? Why is that everything you are so personal about something? Are you talking about this country? People, no, to live for you with America, to even make a call to you, to go and visit, it's a plus. You're not going to go around the world. Now, what are you to sit with the friend of America? If you're over to and you can hold this one of those countries, it's a plus. Don't discussion, may not just come today. The reason may not just come today. You don't have immigration. You have the woman. You have the friend of America. Security. These people, you come to the area. You come to the immigration to the police. So let everybody have this country to move forward. Thank you for this knowledge.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Willie.
Good morning, Mrs. Colley.
So I can wear it to Donald Trump is the world superpower. He will command, he will world commander in chief. So he's sure. Because they say, why should never get insert? He said, sure, because he will one president.
But Mrs. Colley, that diplomatic thing, that currency, that respect is normal.
Sure, he gave it, man, because we all will crown America. So he's first. Whatsoever I take it, Donald Trump, sure. Thank you, Trump.
You know, sometimes, let me be honest to say, sometimes we need to take politics out of some of these things. Whether you hate this president or you like this president, this is about Liberia kids. President Boyka did not go to represent himself. That Liberia he represented. They said the president of the Republic of Liberia. And these things must be addressed at all times. So folks need to understand some of these things. You know? So why would the people in Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, and other people say, talk about the president? What would they say about the president? That, oh yeah, you people were 5 African head of states that went to America, and only one person was being seen out as outspoken and spoke fluent English, other than you people speaking English. So, in any way, if you look at it, so what is Donald Trump commendation for the president of the Liberia speaking English, and he looking at other presidents on the table. So what do you think? So who really keep them? These people. We need to be honest with ourselves. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Kool. Thank you. And if I want to the fire, you can speak on to the discussion because the problem for us is the ability to articulate. So you want to tell me, the president took that speech, that's why it's there. And that's okay. So the people that went along with him that saw that speech that they were acting with it, so they were not correct. You want to understand the I'm going to speak. Everybody minds from Nigeria. I mean, what I'm saying.
Hey, man, I'm going to start speaking DC. Why? Look at it, man. Everybody start speaking DC. No translator for the people to understand it. If I want to, the man was telling English, he was commended for speaking English. Now we say it's not just about English. Why is we accept it? But let's look at what is in the discussion, the investment package. Yeah, that's what I say. Donald Trump, ready to get the man. Why can you say that ready to get the man? So why I could not speak English, speaking French and Portuguese or whatsoever? So when they go back home, the people will say, yes, you're not bilingual. You even ought to speak more than 1 or 2 languages in the world. I mean, why Liberians are so hateful to their own country? Good morning.
Good morning, Brooks. How are you doing?
Joseph, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the recognition. You know, brother, I don't even know how to turn it. This country, we're far from getting better. I'm not sure.
No, but sure. No, that's reality.
Getting better.
The mindset, the politics, the way we push it and play it in abroad, we can't get anywhere.
On a serious note, when people will behave like this, and somebody trying to praise you, then you're denigrating yourself. Meaning you're telling the president that you can't do what other countries have done. So what other leaders that there speaking French, they don't even speak the English.
So why would the people tell them?
Why would the people tell them? And the people will not tell them anything, but it is positive news that people will be telling them, will be clapping for them this morning.
But you heard the Mauritanian president what he was saying. That small country, but they got a lot of resources and they can, the manufacturing there, though they are not so much new in the work, but you were making the case and we were listening to the translation.
Yes. Then why you now, instead of hailing your president, your country, then you celebrating your country to the extent you don't behave like this. That will caution the kind of people's nationality for me. Because I love my country like bro, nowhere I can be deported. No country like bro can deport me. This is my country. Then you denigrate your president if I go to the wake up. How many presidents in this country from 1847 president have sent invitation to? It's not an easy thing.
Yeah.
They want to pay invitation so it's less than the one they have not said.
And that's why one of the Cameo Gala said the invitation alone was a boost for Liberia. They went after him on his Facebook page. They started insulting him. That he,
They did it with him. Currently, they did it with him. For the man is out speaking that the truth up to this morning. They did it with him. And when you do this, so I don't think that people like Liberian, a real patriotic Liberian need it. And for me, I don't see them to be a patriotic tendency and question their nationality. Because if I love my country, I won't be doing anything. My president go to the White House, I will be praying God for $1 billion investment to come to our country. Thank you ever so much, brother.
Yeah, thank you. And Liberian, let's come to think about this. This is our country, folks. Even the discussion, it might not be immediate. Who knows whether tomorrow you will be supporting a particular political party or one candidate who wins the election in 2029, and what the current regime trying to initiate with other partners at the time you get to power, and it starts to come to fruition. It will be a big boost for you, smooth sailing. But if you say English will not build Liberia, we understand. We say so, yeah. The woman at Iron Lily, she will bring all the development. You know, boy, will go where you came my mind, you came my back. All of these things. Have you forgotten these things? Let's look at this visit upon a return. President Trump told the African leaders who are there and the world at large, look, it is about trade, not aid. Then you come back now and you call your people, look, it's time to make business, it's time to get some things done, it's time that Liberians benefit from the resources. It's time that we see that the lives of the people improve. A time that will make huge investment into security. All these things for nation. He said, oh, they denigrated the president. No, he said he is. Liberia is an English-speaking country, but do everybody in this country speak standard English? No. So even in America, you know how many people speak broken English in America? In other parts of the world, that you speak far better English than them? Yet, that's just one aspect of it. Look at the sole purpose of the gathering. At 9 o'clock this morning, we have Honorable Ambassador Christopher Hizananda on the line. Let's go back to the lines and talk to our colleagues. What do we do to make take advantage of the discussion? Good morning.
Good morning, who invited you?
You're welcome.
The name of Moses from Academy. You know, that's how we got 2 major subjects as incorporated English and math. Some people can hear English, but they don't understand English. For me, the night of the word, or the way our president spoke, he said, or the way he presented the English.
Yeah, he was being precise, he was not in a haste, and just know that exactly what he wanted to say and how to make a case. Simple as that. He said, "Come, you can make a survey." That's the part he said, you can make a survey of the mirror.
I got pound, I got coconut, I got this, I got that. For him, he just cut it short. If he's talking about trade, that we both will benefit equally, come, I open my country to you, come and do your survey.
That's why the president, the Nigerian mean, they want that one. They say, we got all of these things, come do your own survey, come do your feasibility study. Wait, your interest, then you start to invest in it.
Thank you. So I don't know, people can listen to English, but they don't understand English in this country, bro.
Thank you. Just wait to see what happens. How the power, how it plays. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sion Omri. This is 3F Oliver Jane. I'm coming from my people. No, this day, they don't need to be put in this house.
I'm telling you.
Too much command.
The resources for the country, for all of no political party got it. So when somebody go to make the case for Liberia, want to say our resources, we should all have a say in it. That should be our concern.
And one of the things that really interests me is that all the year President Waka lived for he lived for he never went to school in different countries.
No.
He went to school in Liberia. So that just indicates that he can be in this country and he get a better education and he can even represent this country. So we should not be putting this out in this thing. Let us look at what is coming and if it will benefit all of us that is in this country. Please, Liberians, let us not put this out this thing. That you deserve better. And this is, we have come a long way that this country will keep being in a one position of Migori. We have to come together at least for this country to get better. We should not put this out this thing. Let us commend President Waka for what he said at that area. He represented Liberia at a higher level. We don't need to cooperate this out. Thank you for having me, Senior Comrade.
You certainly welcome us up to other colors you like.
Hello?
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Chukon Martin. I'm going to see
Chukon, go ahead, sir.
Well, we get the president thank you for asking that he spoke to Donald Trump. He is the only president that went there and Donald Trump praising at his image. But you know what is the next thing behind the image? That when a year, when going in the thing, looking at it, but the papa is that when you come in, you should come with something with behind the image.
Yeah, that's what we're concerned about. And that should be the major concern.
Hello?
Yeah, I said that should be the major concern. We all understood that the president of praise, but Donald Trump openly stated to the African leaders that he met, it is about trade, it is not about eat. I'm not giving you anything free. What you got, what I got, how do we exchange? How do we make business? So we need to come back home and put our house in order and see our resources and invite people who can come and make feasibility study and see where interests lie and decide to make investment. That should be the concern. That should be the concern. Some of you people are business people. You could be one of the beneficiaries as well. You start to export cassava, plenty, arrows, and other things. That's the things you start to export to the United States. Good morning. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say good morning to our listening audience. My name is Ramsey Joseph. So I don't join you from district number 5 of Montserrat County. Yeah, senior brother, let me tell you this. I can feel so bad if I listen to most of some of my friends on the radio try to overlook their country image.
Yes.
Seriously, and so I started to question myself at whatever education I've been very achieving. But it's not politics, it is about professional business. Because look at the family that done it. Yeah, I was just watching the Palestinian from Nigeria, right? I just watching it. Their country, the people are celebrating, jubilating because of what their president said. Their president sold the country, and they need those investors that all of
And Joseph, if you watch that video, you will see that when the president of Mauritania spoke, the labor that he spoke for, Donald Trump had to call it to some extent. He said, we got some other protocol and other things to meet and things, whatever. But you know what? And in that split second, President Baga was able to compose himself with a few minutes and lost it.
Of course, yes. So you see, so all we need to do as the Liberians, look, the great United States of America, they need to build that. The people, they are together, they are one. They forget what they are differences, they put their one different. Bring it in Ghana, we can see the Nigerians, they put their different aside. But the people, politics, everybody wants to be president, everybody wants to be represented, everybody wants to be senator, when somebody put up or the president, and when you put it there, they are white. So why can't you put it on the president, forget what they put it, some of them, they put in nothing we can achieve for them. Yeah, so we continue to pray for that.
Okay, thank you this morning. We're going to leave it at that this morning. Let's go for our commercial this morning, and right after that, we hope to have on the line Ambassador Christopher Hazelmanuga to join.
My people, I know you're already hear the good news, and then so my people, I know you're already hear the good news, and then so
what kind of good news, Balipa?
The good news about the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection Project called the Liberia Women Empowerment Project, or LWEP, is here to help 267,200 people. My people, I know you're already hear the good news, and then so
what kind of good news, Balipa?
The good news about the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection Project called the Liberia Women Empowerment Project, or LWEP, is here to help 267,200 people.
Oh yeah!
Out of the 267,200 people that the project will reach, they will help 36,000 women with small money for themselves. Oh, me idea there is to make sure that women and girls always have money on them, so they can be able to help themselves, so they can be able to help their men or their husband, their family, and their community.
Yes, it makes sense because you can only give when you have.
That's true, but the project you're talking about, the what kind of county there in?
The project in 6 counties. For me, Riverside, Grand Jide, Monserrado, Bapodu, and Grand Cape Mount counties.
Okay.
And it going on in 498 different communities in those counties.
Yeah. So how they better doing the project?
The project, yeah, in 5 different ways. Number 1 is changing mindset or norms.
Tell us about that one.
Good. For example, men beating a woman not supposed to go to school. There's a woman that can say, if he not be me, he not love me. That kind of thing. That is they want us to change.
Yeah. Because no man supposed to beat their woman.
Yeah.
Then men should make sure women go to school. And no woman must say, if he not be me, he not like me.
Yeah.
No woman must think like that. Say, it's not correct.
It's not correct.
Then what about the second part?
The second part part of the project is about the health recording.
But what did the data people then do?
How they should help women and girls who may do wrong thing to.
You mean the way the tattoo people will take care of us when men take advantage over us in it?
Yes! On top of that, they even going to help schools to open health clubs so girls can be able to talk the things that matter to them.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
How about part 3 now?
Part 3 is where the project will give some money to help different women and girls groups like village saving groups, family groups, livelihood groups, people who get their lane table marketing. And people who not fit to take, who cannot they set, the quick people call them marginalized group. And you know, like people who can walk group and things like that. All of them, they will benefit too.
Me, I will look around in my community.
Yeah, Osia. I myself will find them and be a part of them too.
Yeah, you mean? Because women will not leave men behind. Here we go.
Because you know what? The project will reach 30% men and 70% women.
Yeah, you hear it?
Yeah.
You mean I will tell plenty other women and girls so they can join the project.
That's the Liberia Women Empowerment Project, where women are helped so they can always have money in their beds.
Then, Baleba, what the other part of the project will do?
This other part of the project is where the project will give helping hand to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection System.
How?
In ways that the ministry will have records on gender